spiritually ordained to help you. That's the key. Teachers sometimes are not one with God's omniscience. But those who are one with God's omniscience do God's will, nothing else. That's why they're real gurus. Now, this guru-disciple relationship must be built on complete understanding. Complete understanding between the guru and the disciple. Uncompromising. Now, how can that be except it is based on one thing, and that's unconditional divine love? That's the key. That's the basis between the disciple and the guru, and necessarily God. Unconditional love. No mental reservations. You cannot have any. Otherwise, you might have a mental reservation, and the guru might want to help you in a certain condition, and that mental reservation would interfere, and you'd be lost. That's why there must be complete understanding, unreservedly based on the unconditional love of God. Isn't that wonderful? Now, if you read through the autobiography, you will find that when the master met his master, that he said to him, first he said, "Will you love me as I love you? Do you love me?" Unconditional love is the basis. "I will give you everything I have." Why? Because in God, everything is His. This is not a comparison, but I must tell you, when I first met the Master, the first night, way back in 1920, Christmas Eve, when I first met him, came into his presence, what did he say? After a few preliminary remarks, he said, "Doctor," looking at me with his big eyes filled with God, he says, "Will you love me always as I love you?" Imagine it, right off. Then I saw something. I saw, well, this man is different. And I felt something, and I said, "Yes, sir, I will." Then he, full of glee, he says, "I take charge of your life." So realize, the relationship between the guru and the disciple is that based on unconditioned divine love. And through the many years of discipline which I took after that first evening, I had to swallow a good many pills. But I did, realizing that there must be a reason for it. That the Master must have had a reason to discipline me. And if I hadn't had that great feeling of unconditional love, I wouldn't have taken it. Having that, I took it. What is the result? The result is freedom. Freedom from attachment to matter and all such things which limit us. Freedom. Because as the Master has that oneness with God's great consciousness, His omniscience, and is free, so the disciple who follows with unconditional love, he too will be free. And so we come to the end. What is the reward of following a real guru? It is this, that the disciple is never left alone. He is always protected. Isn't the omniscience of God enough to protect each and every one of us? Well, the guru has that omniscience. We are never left alone. I've told you this story about Plymouth where I was caught out in the storm. And the Master knew it right off. Why? Because the disciple is never left alone. Never left alone. Always protected. What good is the guru unless he protects you under all conditions? The guru, having oneness with God's omniscience, knows where the disciple is, knows what he is doing, watches over him. That's the first thing that comes from the true guru discipleship, master discipleship. Secondly is this, that when you contact a real guru, you have no more blind spiritual gropings. Do you see? You follow this teacher and that teacher, you're not satisfied. But when you follow the guru, he being one with God, then the soul is satisfied. And then you do not spiritually grope anymore, because you know God will take care of you and will speak to you through the guru. And that leads me to the last point. What is the reward of following a true guru, the voice of God, really? It is that you attain true freedom. If you allow your will to be united with the Guru's will, who is one with God's unconditioned will, unlimited will, then you too attain that unlimited will of the infinite. Having that, you have true freedom, because as the Guru realizes one with the infinite, this is the key now. This is why he should be your guide. The Guru is one with the infinite. You, following him with unconditioned love, unreservedly, completely, you too attain the same freedom which he has. But remember, it must be a true Guru. And so, uniting your will with the will of a true Son of God as our Master, then what happens? Then your spiritual eye is open. Your spiritual eye of wisdom and intuition is open, and you are taken to the infinite. And so in conclusion, I'd like to just read what the Master has said concerning those who wish to follow self-realization fellowship 100% and be loyal to the Guru. This is what you can expect. I could tell you in my own words. I'd like to read it so that you have it just from the Master. If it is your desire to follow the path of self-realization 100%, giving unconditional devotion and loyalty to the link of the Masters, if you do this willingly from your heart, without any mental reservation, and you will automatically become a link in the divine chain established between the Guru, the disciple, and the great ones. Then, if you do that, if you remove all obstructions so God can work through that chain of which you are a link, then you will receive their help, and their guidance, and their wisdom. And as they are one with the infinite, and our Master is one with the infinite, so you too, without question of a doubt, if you follow their guidance, you too will be one.